The technology we're building now is universal. Coming from a retail background, I design our product to be used for most, if not all, retail use cases and retail verticals. We're working with an art platform to enable emerging artists to sell their physical art pieces in the same way that we do for luxury fashion.
All right, this is another episode of the Formula Impact podcast. My guest today is Vivien Zhang. Vivien Zhang. Sorry, I almost said Zhang.
Hi.
Jeez, Vivien.
Tomato, tomato.
You know what? I just got this too, so I'm tripping all over it. So Vivien is from the Spotroom. Vivien, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing today, Michael?
Great. So for people that don't know, who is Vivien and what is the Spotroom?
Yeah, so I came from a traditional luxury retail background, working on a corporate side, doing merchandising and marketing for luxury brands, including Tiffany & Co. and Harry Winston. So last year, I made the jump to delve into tech using Web3 and blockchain tools to solve critical problems in the retail industry. So our thesis is that Web3 will become the new internet. When that day comes, which is in the near future, we want to build the retail infrastructure on Web3 to enable retail brands and fashion brands to do above and beyond of what they're already doing in Web2. For example, bundling digital asset with physical products, creating digital ID that can be tracked and traced, having direct access to resale. So the retail infrastructure that we're building now will enable all of that to happen seamlessly and automatically.
Very interesting. Okay, so the problem is it the future tech, or what is it that you're solving by doing this?
Yeah, so we are future-proofing the traditional retail businesses now. And there are a lot of issues that is not physically or scientifically possible to solve right now running on Web2. For example, as a former merchant, my entire job is to track a product's life cycle from manufacturing to when it's sold. However, typically in luxury products, there is always a resale element to it, which right now no one has any information or access to. The retail market runs on its own. And in my opinion, if you are a luxury brand or any brand that takes pride in making long-lasting, durable product, you should be rewarded when that product gets change of ownership or exchange hands. Right, by transacting that on Web3, we enable these brands to make royalty from resale. And as we've witnessed last year, the boom of digital economy, digital wearables, AR asset, avatar skins, and these things, it's an easy sort of additional revenue stream for luxury brands to tap into. However, the technology today does not enable them to do that in a seamless and convenient way, and we make that happen.
So that's really interesting. That makes a lot of sense. So you're saying almost you're issuing a token for a bag, for example, you could do that. So it's almost like it's serialized.
So they are already serialized for most products, but by the manufacturer themselves. So we move that on blockchain and we provide that transaction technology so that the information gets transferred from brand to owner, from owner to owner. There are a few companies that are tokenizing physical products for trading. But as someone that comes from the traditional retail world, at least for women, for female consumers, we always want to enjoy the physical product while we enjoy the digital asset. It's convenience for trading, but also I want to be able to actually wear it and use it. So we solve that problem by allowing you to have both of them at the same time and make resale much, much easier.
And I like that aspect because, I mean, the one thing we see with digital art is the ability for the creator to have an 8 or a 10% royalty on future trading of the asset, right? So that makes sense. You're building that into the contract or the NFT token.
Yeah, so the technology we're building now is universal. Coming from a retail background, I design our product to be used for most, if not all, retail use cases and retail verticals. We're working with an art platform to enable emerging artists to sell their physical art pieces in the same way that we do for luxury fashion. Collectibles as well, I'm working with couture designers. Say a lot of times they make something for a celebrity that's worn once, and that product goes to museum, auction, gets resold, and now you have a digital twin that certifies that moment that it was on the red carpet worn by someone. That way it has its authenticity and it warrants a different price or higher price when it leaves the celebrity and goes into another market.
That makes total sense. All right. So where are you guys at in the venture and what's next for you?
Yeah, so we launched our MVP last month. We have 20 plus clients, ranging from Web3 native brands, streetwear to art to collectible to some legacy big name brands. We're going live with 8 brands in March with our primary sale, and our secondary marketplace for Phygital will be launching in May of this year. So lots of exciting news to come this year.
That is exciting. All right. If you could offer other founders only one piece of advice, what would that be?
Is to be curiosity and keep going, not be afraid of the unknown. Like this time last year, I actually wrote a post on Twitter that I don't have a lot of knowledge of Web3 and blockchain. And this year I'm going to be a speaker at NFT NYC.
There you go.
The best way to learn is to actually do it. So that's what I did. I quit my job last year, dove into Web3, blockchain, learned everything I can, became a developer, a coder myself in
Oh,
blockchain,
wow.
built a whole product. Obviously, with a team, not by myself, but I
Yeah,
had to educate myself to learn.
sure.
So always be curious. Don't be afraid of what you don't know. Once you're started, it becomes much easier. And then you never know where this journey will take you.
I love it. And there's a lot less limitations because you don't have reasons not to do something, right? I love that.
Really.
And that's consistent with what we preach, which is, we tell people business plans are junk. Just go build a prototype of your product and talk to real customers every day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What has the role of partnerships or community been in your success so far?
It's about, so Web3 is in its infancy, and we are all in it because we believe that this is the future that we're all heading towards. So a lot of it is help each other to grow. So there are a lot of people building around me in similar space or in adjacent categories. I don't see any of them as my competitor. I see how I want to be the link that can create an entire ecosystem and help everyone, whether you're already in Web3 or from Web2, to reap the full benefits of being in a Web3 ecosystem, especially for retail. There are so many different parts in retail itself: royalty program, membership, ticketing, transaction, tokenization, a lot of different things that we can do. So my whole my ethos is to help everybody to work together, create the most value for the consumer, so that we can all grow together.
I love it. That is amazing to hear. And that is consistent with our ethos here at Founders Pack. So I'm glad to have you around. What is the best way for people to get in touch with you, Vivien?
Go to our website, www.thespotroom.com.
Beautiful. And who's a good connection for you? What type of person would you like to reach out?
If you are brands, any type of retail brands, luxury brands, fashion or collectible artist, we could always help another client. Or if you are building an adjacent category, say you are membership, royalty, or you are doing tokenization, let's see how we can help each other by extending our network.
I love it. That is great. Thank you so much for joining me today, Vivien. I know we went back and forth for a little while, so I'm glad we got to finally see you in person. I'll make sure that I connect with you when I'm in New York. And I'd like to send you actually an invite to intros. I don't know if we've done that yet. Basically, we have automated introductions between members of Founders Pack so that every week you can meet new people that are kind of part of your peer group.
Yeah, we'll love that.
Cool. All right. The final thing is, as you know, when we have interesting people on the podcast, we like you to nominate other interesting people. And we usually typically talk to founders or investors of scalable startups. So who would you, Vivien, like to nominate as a future guest?
So I am good friends with a fantastic investor / Web3 documentary producer, Springer. She came from a traditional finance background. She's now deep in Web3. She's making a documentary documenting everyone what we're doing, from the highs to the lows to the future. She will be a fantastic resource to interview.
That is amazing. And her name is Springer, right?
Yeah, Springer.
Beautiful. Springer, you've been nominated as a featured guest. We're excited to get that introduction. Vivien, thank you so much for spending time with me, and I look forward to following your journey.
Likewise. Thank you for the great work you're doing, Michael.
Anytime, and I'll keep doing it.